So in Time versus Shafer, we're looking at a situation in which there is an appropriate use of character evidence. We are considering a case in which a person's character is actually relevant to the damages or the liability of the parties. And most always, character evidence is going to be relevant to damages, not actual liability, although it can be. If I say you're a liar and you sue me and I prove you actually are a liar, then character is a defense in that case to lie or truth is a defense to the libel, and in which case I need to prove that you are in fact a liar, not that you lied once, but that you have a character of being a liar, and therefore what I said was true, and character in that way would negate my liability entirely. But more commonly in libel cases, character can become a defense to the amount of damages that a person owes for defaming someone, because it's kind of rare that a defamation action is, unless just completely frivolous, hasn't done something to sully a person's name. And the question is, to what extent? And so we're talking about, what was your reputation in the community before all these things happened? So in Time versus Shafer, the plaintiff was wrongly accused by Time magazine of being responsible for the downing of Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland. And as part of the trial, Time wants to offer that Shafer's something of a ne'er-do-well, that he's got bad checks, that he's failed to file tax returns, that he's failed to pay alimony and has failed to pay child support. So the question is whether that comes in. And the court says, yes, it does, because it'll go to the question of damages. What was his reputation in the community before that? It seems kind of remarkable that this would come in, because by comparison, being accused of international terrorism doesn't seem anything on a par with bouncing a check or failing to file income tax. But the court holds that it does come in because it's relevant for this issue of damages, for this issue of what your reputation was like in the community to begin with. So what is it that Time has destroyed with these false allegations? So as the Shafer versus Time case mentions, character is very rarely an issue. It mentions a couple of other issues, like a person's chastity, when a person has been falsely accused of not being chaste. Although, and the fact that they even mention that in the case, that's not really even an issue anymore. I think a court would laugh at a case like that. It used to actually invalidate a marriage. It doesn't anymore. So the mere fact that the court is listing a suit involving a person's chastity as one of the few exceptions it could find to character being an issue in the case other than libel really shows you that when we're talking about character itself being an issue, what we're talking about are libel cases. And in libel cases, pretty much everything you've done is going to be at issue if you bring a suit alleging that someone else has defamed you. And that might be some reason why libel suits are fairly uncommon. So that's one of the rare exceptions where character itself can be an issue. And when character itself is an issue, then character can be proven not just by reputation and opinion, but character can be proven by anything. So Time could bring in evidence of the facts of these underlying claims that Shafer had failed to pay his income tax, failed to pay his alimony, and failed to pay his child support. But understand that outside of libel, character itself is rarely at issue, And so the way in which the way in which it becomes a part of a lawsuit, whether criminal or civil, will be very strictly limited or controlled by the rules of evidence.